Hi Pottery peeps. So I have another kiln opening. This one was a cone 6 and most of it's mine, which is very exciting. So it is currently 93, registering 93, but it's 100 outside, so it's not going to get any cooler. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what we got. Okay, so the first shelf here, these are Sandy's, and they are done with the Clayscapes, new Celedons, Jessica Putnam Phillips, Wild Aster, Buttercup, and Lily of the Valley. I really like this Lily of the Valley. And she brushed this on, and looks like she got a little bit of crawling. Still having some issues with the crawling on this. Gonna have to figure out why. But the front of these got really good coverage. I have been watching the Potter's Journal. I believe his first name is Jeff. Anyway, I will put the link in for his video on these bunt pans, bakers, or I'm gonna say it wrong. It's a Sylvanian nut roll pan. I'll write it in because I know I will just butcher the name. Anyway, so he was showing how to do these, and I'd never made one before. I had a blast making them. But go to, I will link his video in this so you can go see what he's doing over there. He's in Pennsylvania. And he just does some great history. He really follows the history of pottery in different regions and different places around the world, which I really love. Anyway, so this has been slip trailed on, and a lot of this is just one dip in Clayscapes. This one is the Pacific Blue, and that turned out really nice. I really like that. The clay this is on, this is actually a mix of B-Mix and speckled buff with Laguna. This was just, they were left over, so I wedged them together. So this is a kind of a marble piece, but all of these bakers that I made are done with the buff Laguna speckle. Okay. And this one, oh, that's pretty. I believe this is the Lake Blue. Lake Blue did a lot of blue in here. Could be the Shadow Blue. It actually might be the Shadow Blue because it's acting more like a Celedon with the slip trailing. Well, we'll find out when we get further in. We can compare. And I've also been doing, this is interesting. This is another one of Sandy's dishes. Either she got some blue on here when we were glazing, or some of the glazes spit. But this is the Himalayan Blue Poppy. And then I've been making some dragonflies, and I will link the video that I saw these, that I watched for these dragonflies. That's what all these little beads and stuff are for. So I will, once I get them strung, I'll show you what they look like. But I did follow this other potter's video, and so I will link that too. So any of you who want to see how they're made, go check her out. I can't remember her name right off the top, but I'll definitely link her video. I'm just like all the other potters out there watching videos, see something I like and want to make it. All right, so I glazed these with, I can't remember exactly, I did Blue Spark and I did Junebug, but I can't tell which one's what, at least in this lighting. So I'll show those once I get them strung. I've been really interested in making stuff for the garden this year, but this is how they'll go. And then I've got copper wire that I'll string them on. This is the Nebula, and this is the Junebug. So I love that Nebula, Clayscapes Nebula. It's just such a pretty glaze. And then this one Let me put this one down. This one is with the blue spark on the middle, and I did a bunch of colored, can't really see. I took a slab and I colored it with my colored slips in red, yellow, and blue, and then put a transfer over it, and then I put blue hydrangea over that. So that's all right. So that did not come out very pretty. And I do believe, I didn't even write this down. I think it's the nebula or it's the shadow blue, but neither one covered very well on this speckled buff. Don't know if I can reglaze that or not, but not real happy with that. Or this one. Well, we'll just have to, I do like the slip trailing, so we'll have to see what we'll do with that. I'm not sure. This is another one of Sandy's, and it's done with all of the Jessica Putnam Phillips Celedons. Looks like I got a lot of running on some of this. So this one, actually it looks kind of cool. It is the cranberry, Clayscapes cranberry, cream on the inside, cream on the rim. And actually, it's kind of neat. I don't necessarily usually like how sometimes cranberry, I poured this on, sometimes it'll show, but actually it doesn't bother me because it's consistently around the whole thing. So that's kind of cool. And I like that it's in a heart shape for a picture. And this is either a vase or soap dispenser or an oil thing. And this is on the B-Mix with the nebula. Isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. Just nebula all on its own. Oh, look at that. It got really super close. I did have it up on stilts, so I have a couple of little things to grind. But that turned out really pretty. I got some runs on this one I get to clean up. But luckily it didn't stick to my shelf. This is the Tim Stark Celedon, and I put frosted lemon on the top, and I also did a little bit of the cream. It's pretty. I like that. Okay, see if I can remember. Ooh, that's a runner. Okay, that's gonna take some time to get off. All right, so I know I had shadow blue on the bottom. I had cream, and I think I put some nebula on this. That's actually really pretty, but that's gonna, right there, it's gonna be a problem. So, when you push it, you sometimes create more work for yourself, but that mug has this on the bottom of it too. And this one, I did the shadow blue, and I did the frosted spearmint with the cream, is what I did on this one. I like that. That's cool. And this one is a mess, and I knew, you know what? I knew going in it was going to be a mess. So it crawled. I had too much glaze on it. Shadow blue and cream. And the glaze was too thick. I should have just pulled it off. I knew it. But it's kind of cool. It's really pretty. But don't know if that's worth saving. But this one is. Okay. Oh, this is gorgeous. Got to do more of this. All right. So what I did is I got cream all over. Okay. So cream on the outside. And then I did Norse blue. I dipped Norse blue, dipped it this way, Norse blue. I did nebula in the middle. And then I did some swipes of shadow blue and some swipes of the frosted, or the spearmint. Is it spearmint? No, frosted mint. That's pretty. Really, really pretty. So far, this is the winner. Okay, so this one is the frosted mint on the speckled buff. That really cool. I really like that on the inside. Interesting. This is the frosted lemon. It really shows up the speckles. Looks really rustic, like farmhouse rustic. That's cool. It's interesting how it broke to green. You know what? I think this is the lake blue, not that other one. The other one was the shadow blue. This is the lake blue. Did a bunch of different sizes on these because I was just having fun. Oh, this is the blue spruce. Usually it comes out more of the satin, but down in here we got it glossy. It probably got hotter, so it got glossy. This was a cone 6 with a 10-minute hold. I like that. No pin holding, which is good, which is why I do the 10-minute hold. Give everything a chance to lay down. All right, and then these are a bunch of dragonflies that I've been doing. Looks like I got something stuck on that one. So just different, a lot of them done the same way. I showed you that one. I had a big sheet that I did. So these will get strung up. And I did make, like I've got holes in the bottom of them so that when they're strung up, I can like put them on wire and stick them in flower pots, that kind of thing. You know what? This has got to be the frosted mint. And this has to be the frosted lemon. Because I got the green in this one, and there's no green in this one. So then I'm going to have to figure out what I did on this other one. All right, I'll go check my notes. Because I really like this. It's kind of a blend between the two, the green and the yellow. So I'll let you know what this is. I'll check my notes. Each one of these got a different glaze. This one is the Tim Stark Celedon. Oh, that's really nice. These are all turning out so awesome. Much thanks to the Potter's Journal for putting this video up. This one is Starry Night. Usually I get some gold flecks, but I don't see any gold flecks on this one. But that's okay. It's kind of a rich mocha chocolate color, which is not something I usually do. I'm usually more about the color, but that's actually not a bad color. This one is Nebula, one of my favorite glazes from Clayscapes. Isn't that pretty? Just looks like a jewel. God, I love it. This one might be mine. I'm gonna eat one. And then more dragonflies. These ones here were just under glazes wiped back in the texture, and then these ones were done with that same sheet that I explained earlier. All right, so I believe this one is Sandy's. That one's Sandy's. And this is one of hers too. And this is that flooding technique that I showed on the last video. Well, I didn't show you how to do it. I talked about it. This is actually one of mine that goes to one of these mugs. Because I actually, one of these mugs has a lid. It's probably this one. The one that's stuck. I made a tea strainer, but the tea strainer didn't make it in this one. All right, so this is Nightcraft Co. It's got a little planner, little tiny one. And then I have to bring this. This was in the last kiln. And these are the tops of these. This is how she's done this. Isn't that cool? A ribbon of color at the top above the mountains. She's done, oh, two different color combinations. That's cool. I like that. And these are also her bowls, and this is the on the speckled buff, and this is the blue rutile with the honey flux. And then we've got some more cauldron mugs by Savannah that didn't make the last kiln. These are hers. Very cute. And then the last two mugs are Sandy's. And she's done these with the just the Celedons from Clayscapes. And then this one is the flooding technique that we talked about. And the wild aster on the inside. This is Lily of the Valley on the inside. And briar rose, buttercup, lily of the valley, Himalayan blue poppy, and wild aster. Oh, and then tiger lily. So those are all the different colors that are represented in that Celedon line. Okay, that's it. I'm a sweaty mess again. If anything, we've gone up in temperature, even though my temperature on the kiln is registering 95, it was registering 93, but it is like 100 degrees outside, which probably I have an uninsulated garage, so I'm a sweaty mess. So I'm gonna go inside, and then later I will take some pictures and have these at the end of the video. I'll show you the dragonflies and some of the others that were in here. All right, thanks for joining me on this, and I'm loading her up again. At least I'm getting a lot of glazing done while it's blistering hot outside. All right, we'll see you in the next one.